Welcome everyone, join us today as we pay tribute to the iconic frontman of the Pogues, Shane MacGowan. Known for his raw, poetic lyrics and distinctive voice, his influence on the Celtic punk music scene is undeniable. So let's dive in. Born on Christmas Day in Kent, England, while his parents were visiting family, Shane's early years were spent in Puckhawn, County Tipperary, Ireland, where his mother, a talented singer and traditional dancer with a background in modelling in Dublin, and his father, an avid reader and writer, raised him. The family lived in a large farmhouse until Shane was 6, after which they relocated to London. Shane showed an early passion for literature, reading authors like Fyodor Dostoevsky and James Joyce by the age of 11. At 13, he was recognised as a winner in a literary contest held by the Daily Mirror. He attended Homewood House Preparatory School and earned a scholarship to Westminster School. However, his time there was cut short when he was expelled after a year for drug possession. During this period, he became friends with Bernie France, who would later join the Pogues. At 17, Shane spent 6 months in psychiatric care at Bethlehem Royal Hospital in London due to his struggles with drug and alcohol abuse. In 1976, after witnessing a performance by the Sex Pistols, he became involved in the punk movement. That same year, he made headlines for the first time after being attacked at a Clash concert, where a girl slashed his head with a broken bottle. A photo of him, bloodied from the incident, was published in the papers. The media mistakenly reported that he had lost part of his ear, which quickly turned him into a semi-legend in the punk scene. Shane, who adopted the name Shane O'Hooligan, worked in a record store while creating his fanzine, Bondage. He formed the band Nipple Erectors with his then-girlfriend Shan Bradley, who later joined the Men They Couldn't Hang. Their debut single, King of the Bop in 1976, was produced by Shane's friend Stan Brennan, who was also his boss at the record store. The band later shortened their name to the Nips and released 3 more singles. The lineup frequently changed and included guitarist James Fearnley, who would later join the Pogues, and drummer John Moss, who would go on to play with Culture Club. The Nips opened for bands like The Clash and The Jam, with Paul Weller of The Jam producing their single, Happy Song. The Nips disbanded in late 1980, releasing a live album titled, Only the End of the Beginning. While Shane was part of the Nips, he also played guitar in another punk band called the Millwall Chainsaws, with Spider Stacy on vocals. Shane and his friend Jem Finer were involved in a side project as a backing band for a school teacher, with Shane on bass, Jem on guitar, and Ollie Watts from the Millwall Chainsaws on drums. The Millwall Chainsaws laid the groundwork for what would become Pogue Mahone, later known as the Pogues. In the spring of 1981, inspired by the Dubliners, they briefly renamed themselves the New Republicans. Shane took on the role of lead singer, and they performed one gig at Richard Strange's Cabaret Futura. The performance ended abruptly when the audience, mistakenly believing the band had IRA affiliations, began pelting them with chips, prompting the management to cut the power. In 1981, Shane began writing new songs like Streams of Whiskey and rehearsing with Jem Finer. Their busking attempts in Covent Garden were unsuccessful, with one passerby bluntly telling them they had failed the Covent Garden seal of quality. Shane and Jem initially auditioned their neighbour, Andrew Rankin, for drums, but he was too busy with another band. Remembering that former Nips guitarist James Fearnley had taken piano lessons, they recruited him for the accordion. Jem picked up the banjo, and John Hasler joined on drums. Just before their first gig, Shane invited Spider Stacy to join, and Spider suggested the name Pogue Mahone, Gaelic for Kiss My Ass. Pogue Mahone debuted at the Pindar of Wakefield on October 4, 1982. The next day, Shane found their bass player, Kate O'Riordan, whom he had met years earlier in a record shop. After some lineup changes, including various temporary drummers, Andrew Rankin became a permanent member in March 1983. Shane embraced his Irish heritage when founding the Pogues, shifting from punk to a more traditional sound, influenced by his family. His songwriting often reflected Irish nationalism, history, the Irish diaspora, and London life. Influences included 19th-century poet James Clarence Mangan and playwright Brendan Behan, as noted in the biography Rake at the Gates of Hell, Shane MacGowan in context. The Pogues' most acclaimed album, If I Should Fall From Grace with God in 1988, marked their peak commercial success. Shane co-wrote the enduring Christmas hit, Fairy Tale of New York, during 1985 to 1987, performed with Kirsty MacColl. Other notable Pogues songs include Dirty Old Town, Sally MacLennane, and The Irish Rover with the Dubliners. In 1988, the Pogues also released the controversial Streets of Sorrow, Birmingham 6, which supported the wrongly convicted Birmingham 6 and was banned on British commercial TV and radio. Shane parted ways with the Pogues in November 1991 during a Japan tour, with conflicting stories about whether he quit or was fired. Rumors were his bandmates parted ways with him following a string of no-shows and drug and alcohol problems. Afterwards, he recorded "What a Wonderful World" with Nick Cave for Christmas 1992 and collaborated with artists like Alan Stivell and Soldat Louis. He formed the London Contemporary Five with Mo O'Hagan and Bernie France and performed with Van Morrison at the Brit Awards. Shane then joined the Jesus and Mary Chain on their album Stoned and Dethroned and released his first solo album, The Snake, with his new band, The Popes. The album, blending Irish music and rock, featured contributions from various artists, including Johnny Depp on the single That Woman's Got Me Drinking. The Popes underwent several lineup changes, and Shane collaborated with artists like Christy Moore, Sinead O'Connor, and Marie Brennan on various projects. In 1996, Shane recorded a Nike commercial cover of My Way, and later that year, he performed at the Pogues' final gig. He continued recording, releasing the Christmas Party EP 96 and contributing to a W.B. Yeats tribute album in 1997. In 1997, Shane contributed to Lou Reed's charity cover of Perfect Day, which topped the UK charts for 3 weeks and raised over £2 million for children in need. From 2003 to 2005, he toured extensively with the Popes, and reunited with the Pogues for annual tours from 2001 to 2009. In 2005, the Pogues re-released Fairy Tale of New York for charity, and Shane rejoined the band permanently. Shane was often seen with Pete Doherty and collaborated with artists like Johnny Depp, Joe Strummer, and Nick Cave. However, by 2015, Shane admitted the Pogues had grown tired of touring together. In 2010, he formed the Shane Gang and recorded a new album. He continued performing sporadically, including a 2019 appearance with Chrissie Hynde. In 2020, Shane returned to the studio to record new songs with the Irish indie band Cronin. Throughout his life, Shane faced severe health issues due to his long-term substance abuse. Starting drinking at age 5, he suffered from years of binge drinking and drug addiction, which led to frequent injuries and health problems including stomach ulcers and hepatitis in the 1990s. In 1999, Shane was arrested for heroin possession, though the case was resolved with a caution, partly due to intervention from Sinead O'Connor. Despite his struggles, he later credited this incident with helping him kick the habit. By 2015, Shane's health declined further after a severe fall that fractured his pelvis, leading to long-term wheelchair use. Although he reportedly achieved sobriety in 2016 after a serious bout with pneumonia and a detox, his health issues persisted. He lost his natural teeth around 2008 and had them replaced in 2015. Personally, on November 26, 2018, after a long relationship and an 11-year engagement, Shane married Irish journalist Victoria Mary Clark, whom he met when she was age 16. Together the couple resided in Dublin. On July 23, 2023, Shane was hospitalized in intensive care. After 4 months of treatment for an infection, he was discharged on November 23, 2023. Sadly, Shane died from pneumonia at home on November 30th, with his wife by his side. He was 65. On December 8, his funeral featured a horse-drawn carriage procession through Dublin and a service at St. Mary of the Rosary Church in Nenagh, attended by many celebrities. The Pogues performed Fairy Tale of New York at the service, which topped the Irish charts that weekend. The song was later reissued as a charity single in his honor. And there you have it. Shane's journey is one of passion, pain, and profound impact. Despite his battles with addiction and the toll it took on his health, his music continues to resonate, inspiring fans and musicians alike. Shane's legacy is more than just the songs he left behind, it's the spirit of resilience and authenticity that he brought to everything he did. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Take care and bye for now.